buddy had a
Hello, everyone. We're live.
lever action. Oh, we're live. Oh, hello.
Hello, everyone. We're live.
Hi.
Hello. We're talking about firearms, so I hope you're
Sorry,
happy.
the gun conversation took me away. I was ready.
Yeah, because apparently these guys are holding out on me that there were new lever guns announced at SHOT Show, and no one told me. I thought we were friends.
I'll give you a new lever gun.
Is it over there?
I think it's over there, baby. Where is it? That's a new lever gun.
We're the worst. Welcome in, everyone, to episode 107. Can't believe it's been that many, and you're still here. That's a me problem, not you.
Welcome.
I appreciate it. Thanks to everyone for being here. It's been an awesome show. Work has been hectic as crazy, so maybe not as much show preparation as potentially should be done for a show of this nature. But we're going to sit here and talk about first-person shooter video games and maybe real shooting for a little while anyway. We're gonna put something together. Woo Meister with a $5 super chat, incredibly kind, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Woo Meister, can you put that link in chat? First off, thanks for the donations. I wanna see that. I want to see a video. If you have the link,
Delta Force new.
Yeah. So Woo Meister just dropped $5 in the chat. We are live, by the way, podcast listeners, on Monday evenings, 5:30 on my YouTube channel. Link in the show notes. On Delta Force, I would love to see that. If you're in my Discord, oh, he took it down. Dang it. What if it's around? If anyone finds that around, you can post it in my Discord on the underneath the scope, and we'll talk about it today.
Slide in his DMs.
Do it. They're open, baby. They're open. What else is going on? Before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys want to support the show, while I got the early birds here and the people listening, driving around, doing live and stuff like that. First off, thank you so much for downloading the podcast. We're almost averaging 200 downloads a week on the audio version, which is super badass. And appreciate you guys so much for doing that. If you want to support the show, be a friend, tell a friend, share it around, and let folks know. I guess the other thing allegedly I found out is if you guys leave reviews on Spotify and Apple, it really helps out. Like maybe there's some kind of algorithm with podcasts. So if you guys got a second, don't do it while you're driving. Jeez, you don't have to do it right now. But pull over safely and leave us a review on Spotify. And buckle up and use your turn signal. Damn it, man. And leave us a review on Spotify and Apple. Apparently that helps out.
Listen to our shows, use their turn signals. Please.
That's why they're there. And also, I hate people that don't use their turn signals, man. Like, it's that hard to hit the lever. Like, you're just too tired.
We triggered crash.
You did, man. People that don't put their grocery carts away, like that just leave them in the parking lot. Like, you can't walk like 10 feet and put it in the thing.
Dude, every time my wife was like, really? I was like, yes, every time. I'm teaching my son a good habit.
That's right. It's about how you act. The real you shows through when people aren't watching. Okay, so what are you gonna do?
And if you don't put a shopping cart away,
put your shopping cart away, man. So, anyways, all's that to say, leave us a review on the podcasting platforms, and also, as you guys know, likes and comments do help on the YouTube side of things. And for that, we will be forever indebted to you. I am one of your co-hosts, Crash, joined by two of my favorite people in the creating sphere of creating. Co-host Buffnerd Gaming, BlueTheRobot. What's up, guys?
Hola.
That was going nowhere. That was going nowhere fast.
You brought it back. You brought it back.
I did. I just got out of it. What have you guys been up to? How's the weekend? How are you doing, Buff? Good weekend? You good? You all right?
What did I do? Hang on, I'm thinking. Yeah, I did a whole lot of nothing. I've been playing a little bit of Ready or Not, and then some Insurgency Sandstorm. Went back and did a little bit of DMZ on Saturday. But the new Sandstorm, of course, it happened after our show, just out of nowhere last week. But the new Sandstorm Next Gen update went live like randomly midweek last week. So I was checking that out, and like I have to say, it's like a completely different game with the Next Gen update. So I've been having a good time with that. And then, of course, DMZ is like the only way I can play COD. Other than that, take a little break. Haven't uploaded any videos in a little while, and it feels good. Step back, just hitting the gym, lifting some heavy ass weight, and it's good.
I did today.
Yeah,
too.
buddy.
I had some heavy stuff today too.
Oh yeah, feels good, man.
Ooh, it does.
Love it.
Why I don't get why the gym is like that. I never want to go, and I always try to talk myself out of it. But then when I'm there and after I leave, I feel amazing. Why am I like that? I don't get it.
I'm just gonna make a home gym at this point.
I want to. Well, if I move, I'm going to.
Yeah, just get like a decked out garage gym someday, man. That'd be
that'd be dope.
I'll put some cameras in there and stream my workouts over lunch. You know what I want really bad? The machine that I want the most is a belt squat machine. My gym doesn't have
those are
them.
nice. Those are nice.
I want them so bad.
Yeah,
I guess
I like
a lot
those.
of the West Side barbell guys and stuff back in the day would just do super heavy belt squats, and it doesn't hurt your back because the weight's on your hips instead of your back, and it's supposed to help your back too.
You just got to get like the right belt for that, because like if you don't, I like some of the ones you can get are like padded, because the regular ones like digs into my
Like
hips,
the old school ones,
and it hurts. Yeah, it digs into your hips because like you're putting so much weight on it. Like the belt's just like digging down into your hips, so you're like you can lift a lot of weight because it's like the perfect form for a squat, but then the belt's just like ripping into your your hips.
It's a small price to pay.
It's true. It's better than a broken back.
Yeah, I want one of those so bad because like I hate having to like having to put a belt on and like be real careful with my back when I just want to load my legs down from squatting. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Blue, you did some wild stuff. I saw on the
I did
X.
a lot.
You were
I
out
did a lot
mood
this weekend. Yeah, so like Saturday morning, me and the wife and another YouTuber friend of mine, Justin Red, we went out to a convention in Orlando. So it's called MegaCon, and it had a bunch of anime gaming, not much gaming, more like anime tabletop, sci-fi stuff. The 501st was out there and stuff like that. Yeah, I got to see all like the Mandalorian stuff like that. The Star Wars part was my favorite. I would hang out there all day.
That's amazing.
But the crazy that wasn't even the craziest part though. Like we went, so originally we had a hotel booked, and we booked it the day before, which is bad idea. But we were like, you know what, just in case
the day before
it gets late, yeah, no zombies included. But when I got to the hotel, turns out check-in. Well, we told them we'd be there in the morning, and they never told us a check-in time. So when we got there, they said, "Oh, check-in is until 3." We were like, we got there like at 8.
Oh god!
And the convention didn't open its doors till like 10. So we were like, "All right, fine, whatever. I don't really, want to pay something else." So we went to the Hyatt, which had a restaurant inside, like a diner, for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there and I asked the front desk, I was like, "Hey, could I get a room right now?" And this is like the fanciest place I've been to. Like there was like a Ferrari parked outside. There was a Honda NSX. It was really cool. And they were like, "Yeah, we can, do that." And I was like, "You guys do anything for the military?" They were like, "We could. We don't normally do, but we could for you." And I was like, "All right,
Nice.
cool. I'll do that." So and then free complimentary parking. Hell yeah. So all that, we got that room instead. But we went to the diner, and I'm sitting down. There's my wife across, Justin on my right. And I look over to my left. And I did a double take. I was like, no way. Freaking Danny Trejo, Machete.
Machete
Sitting right there with his son. And I was like, wait, hold up. Because I know he was on the celebrity guest list for Boba Fett. I think some other stuff as well. I know he's famous, but like on the celebrity guest list was for Boba Fett. And he was sitting there right there. I was like, dude, look. Of course, we didn't say hi to him. We just let him eat breakfast because,
dude, that's awesome.
Who would want to get bothered, eating breakfast with your son?
Right.
So, I was just like, that's cool. I got to see Danny Trejo for like a minute, and he's just, super, super cool, I guess. But the entire convention alone, though, it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We went Saturday. Oh my gosh, it is jam packed, man. And I saw the craziest things. First of all, the smells. Crazy smells. People need to wash. All right, it's a bunch of nerds.
Oh no,
that's bad. Bathe yourself, you weirdos.
Come on, guys. Come on, please. Man. Also, don't bring a newborn to a convention. This baby was like days old.
Oh,
we saw
days
old. They came through and they were just there. I was like, "What are you doing?" Just go back. Like, she looked like she just got out the hospital.
Oh god.
And they were in costume as well too. But we saw some really sick like Gundam mechs, like tall, like people
Oh,
walking in
that's
them.
sick.
Dude, we saw some crazy we saw like SCP 5K, or they were this, and the MTF guys, they were all dressed up. Bunch of clone troopers, stormtroopers, Jedi, Darth Revan, a bunch of anime stuff that I don't really know what all that's about. I got some like really cool like metal, I can see it a little bit, metal posters behind me for like Studio Ghibli that my wife got. And then like what was it? Like Bluey, because my son loves Bluey. And then I mean, you took pictures of R2D2 like you saw on Twitter. This guy like made it. He was like controlling it behind his hand and stuff like that. It was just so cool.
That's so
Yeah, so we just did that, and we just went downtown afterwards, and I was the designated driver, but everyone was just being safe, drinking, and just hanging out, and it was cool. It was really, really fun. And as for gaming, I didn't really do much. That was more of my time. We just, enjoyed ourselves, and then we had to drive back and stuff like that. So, pretty chill. Actually,
man.
after it was crazy.
fun.
I mean, dude, we were just like, dude, our back, my feet, like just walking everywhere, and it was really packed. But definitely would like, it makes me want to go more to a gaming convention though, because this was like a lot of artwork, anime. I mean, all the celebrities were there though. I mean, like Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor were there. Freaking
wow.
yeah. I mean, my wife wanted to see the ladies from Charmed, but it's like impossible to see. Like the lines, the queue to get the signatures was like hours long. I was like, who?
Bet, yeah.
People are crazy to wait in those lines. Like,
I
and
saw
there was another YouTuber, Star Wars Theory.
Yeah, that's what I was
don't know
just
if
gonna say. Yeah.
I saw him. I didn't get to meet him, but I saw the
Really?
line and I looked over and I was like, oh shit, that's Star Wars Theory wearing his purple Order 66 hat.
That's awesome.
So I was like, that's cool. But then I saw it was like he was there from like 1 to 2 or something like that, or 2 to 4 hours for like a few hours. But the line to meet him was just down the way, down the
I
whole
bet.
entire carpet. And I'm just like, and we were leaving at that point because by 2 we were done. We were like, all right, guys, good luck. Hope you get to see him. And the guy behind me was like, I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
I saw he was there, and I didn't know it was the same convention until you just said Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were there. So that's
it was, man. Oh, I saw Giancarlo Esposito walking around
Oh, nice.
as well. So
awesome.
it was really cool, man. It was definitely for the first one. I want to go to a gaming one though. I want to, especially I want to go to like PAX East or PAX South or something like that. Especially like as a content creator, like Justin was telling me, like that's where you make some really cool network connections, especially as a creator and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait. Sadly, E3 got canceled. RIP. But imagine our podcast then. Oh my God. No, I was kidding.
Right.
Doing a live. We should do a live show. Let's just all go to a convention.
Gosh, dang,
Right?
man. That's a
Do
dream,
live
right?
show. That would be the dream, right?
That would be a dream, dude. If the show ever
Have our
got
own
big enough to
panel
where,
and stuff like
if
that.
the show ever got big enough, we could do like a live one at some gaming convention. Would be sweet. One day, maybe. Better hurry before I'm too old to get there.
Be the grandpa gamer by that time.
I've always wanted to go to Rainbow Six, like SI, like coming up this month. The Six Invitational,
I would love to go
the
to
big
a
giant
game.
thing,
Yeah.
where they have like the developer panels and unveil the new stuff for the seasons live with everybody there and stuff. Would be awesome.
I know from Gray Zone. I don't know if it's just the name is Rick. If Rick, I know Rick is going to a convention and they're gonna give away some Gray Zone Warfare merch, and they're gonna talk about it a little bit, I guess. There, and I was like, oh, I wish I can
one
go.
Is that? Which one is that?
It's in Texas, right?
Let's see,
Loot
Rick,
Fest?
where you going? Loot Fest. Yep, he's giving away some Gray Zone Warfare hoodies. Rick, if you're watching, send us some our way. All right, but
If you have extra
he's gonna go on
hoodies,
stage too and like present, to some creators, I guess. So it's like super cool that he's gonna be able to do that.
those
awesome.
hoodies look sick too. They wear them in the interviews. So when they did that ex Special Forces guy, he had one of those hoodies on, and then the dev interview in the newsletter had one too. Pretty cool.
Need it.
Need it, want it. Perfect segue.
It is. That was the main thing I was going to talk about. I was going to say I had a good weekend too. I went back to Rainbow Six Siege ranked for the first time, and we played for a couple hours and only had one cheater, which is wild.
I know they made that big announcement about the cheaters last week, so I was curious to see if that actually did change anything, especially because they went not just for the cheaters themselves, but for the root issues. So maybe that could be some fallout and some actual results that you're seeing.
Yeah,
maybe they're getting it figured out. Maybe they're getting it figured out a little bit.
Maybe they scared away the cheaters a little bit. And
I
then
doubt it.
They'll come back.
I doubt it. Because we got in one, and we got in the match with the cheater, and he was spamming the cheater Discord in the chat, like he was spamming the link to the Discord. I'm like, is that like some kind of cheat Discord or whatever?
It's because they all got scared, and he needs to make his money.
Trying to make money,
you know. But they all left, and he's like, shit.
He spammed this link in the Discord or in the game chat, this Discord link, and I was like, is that like a cheater Discord or something? And fools who were playing with like, yeah, we're all about to die. And it was like 3 seconds and we were all toast, man. It's like, all right. It's like, it was so ominous, man. Well, it's like, well.
It was a pleasure playing with you boys.
It's like we had a good run.
You know, all of a sudden, just get shot.
Yeah, it's like we had a good run, man. This is where it ends. It was pretty funny. I actually got to go do some hunting this weekend too, though. Got out yesterday, touched grass as well. Hiked down to a pond near me and did some goose hunting.
I saw that your boy on the back riding in
the
saddle.
Yeah. I got a little pack for the little guy to be on. We hiked a little bit, and then yesterday I got to do some goose hunting finally and got some geese that get them all plucked and cleaned up for the roaster. Have a Christmas goose for February. So that was a good time. Let's see. Oh, background noise. I can fix that. I will do that when we start talking about the next topic.
Boom.
Next topic.
Gray zone warfare. And I want to get into this a little bit. This is probably mine and most people's most anticipated game. And this week, the big news for me was that they released a devlog. Devlog number 2. The first one was about lore and stuff. This one, this one's about missions, right? First one, the website just confused me when I looked at it. Sorry, I blacked out.
Missions.
December 21st was missions. Wait a minute. This was the new one, right? Rat's Nest, the mission. And prepared.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That was all the way back on December 21st?
No. That was the most recent one that we just did last week. So I don't know. When you scroll down, the way they had it. The way they had it on the page they gave us was a little confusing, but no, this one was January 30th, 31st, right? It was the embargo for this.
Yeah, that date's wrong, huh?
Yeah,
that heading doesn't make sense. But this is the new information. Holy cow! Okay, this is a new one. Sorry. Did you guys get a chance to see the mission? I'm gonna fix this noise real quick. You guys talk about the mission for a second. I'll be right back. I'll fix it.
Yeah, I saw it. I think all of us got all 3 of us are lucky enough to be on the creator list, so we got this stuff a little bit early.
Eyes only.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked the interview with the Czech X Special Forces guy going through the mission itself. So Rick described the mission, and basically it was like a recce type mission, and the Czech Special Forces guy kind of walked through how he would approach it and kind of the loadout he would use, and what his squad would maybe be running, and like the mission itself was basically like you needed to go in like the rat's nest, so like the guys in the town were still up to a lot of stuff, so you needed to go in and do surveillance and basically just gather intel and not engage unless absolutely necessary. So basically that determined what you want to move light, you want to pack lights, the weapons that you and your squad are running, and really just try and load out for surveillance, and obviously always be prepared in case you do run into into the enemy AI in this case, or like another team. So I really like the way he approached the mission, and the cool thing is you can approach it any way you want too. So like if you wanted to go in guns blazing, you there's nothing preventing you from doing it.
Yeah.
Or again, with you go by yourself or with a team as well too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really wonder how this is going to be, because as I've said several times, I think the missions are going to be, it's going to be the absolute key thing for longevity of the game, right? Like it can have really cool customization with weapons and really cool ballistics, and the game loop could feel nice and crispy, but like if you don't have a reason to go in and do stuff, like you're going to not want to play and you're going to kind of lose it. Like I think so. The thing that I wanted to talk about today, in some of my videos and a lot of creators' videos, talked about this rat's nest mission, and it was cool, and it tied right into the interview that they did with the ex Special Forces agent. That there's a lot of thought that goes into these. It seems like, and there's going to be some thought on your end too. I wonder. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. But I wonder if the game does well and becomes popular, if it's going to do something like Tarkov, where it's going to like have to have a wiki or something. And then once that happens, then the missions will get like way easier.
Well,
and people will start to develop metas and stuff.
Even if so, like where Tarkov is different when in that respect, of course, is the persistent server aspect. So your movement, your mission could be super. Like if you go in quietly, come out, and you extract with the little bird, nothing, no engagement, you're perfectly fine. But like again, you could accidentally run into another team. AI could maybe, I don't know if the AI has like a different way they move as well too. Are they always going to be in the same location, especially for a mission like that? Or is it like, maybe in the future where it's like, okay, it's the same mission but different location. So, it could still be different that way. So it won't be like, even the wiki will be like, oh, this mission can spawn in either the north side, south side, east side, like it could be in this location here. So that way, even if there is a wiki page and meta starts to form, it'll be less of a hassle than whereas Tarkov, of course, you have, everywhere exactly where the loot spawns every single time, every single wipe, every single spawn. Like that's kind of the issue that I have with Tarkov, where this is a little bit more persistent, more it's just different every time you'll play.
Yeah, I wonder, they did in Tarkov, they did try to make it different. They moved some boxes around. They made a little bit of dynamic loot stuff where boxes and caches aren't always in the same spot.
People play that like it's their first job, not even the second job, it's their first job.
But it didn't
and
even
they figure out, all right, they changed this here to there, boom, put it on the wiki, everyone knows now.
But I mean, no, it's every raid it's different. Like with a few of the boxes, they try to do that, but it's not noticeable because it's not very many. In my opinion, from what I've played so far this wipe. But yeah, so and I could be putting the cart before the horse here. I'm thinking about already thinking about longevity of the game, and like I don't know if there's going to be wipes or if you're going to go through this stuff again. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably not the best way to think of this kind of stuff, but because that, I mean, that's the main reason that I backed off at Tarkov quite a bit, is because of the wipes and then doing the same missions over and over and over again. So I hope that's not the case. But in this, a couple things that were glossed over, and I want to get your guys' thought on this, which I think is pretty promising. Within the newsletter, and shout out to Madfinger Games for featuring me in the newsletter. That was really kind of them, and super appreciative. Yeah, they put me in their newsletter as a featured creator, so that was super kind of them.
Thanks, Rick.
One of the things that was in there. So if you guys are like super like excited for this game and want more information, sign up for that newsletter, because there was an exclusive developer interview, which I always like those and hearing from the devs and stuff. And it was a writer from Madfinger Games that's actually working on the quest. And like he said, for the last quite a while, he's been solely writing quests and getting those done and out the door. So
that's awesome.
The key takeaway from that was, for early access, which again, guys, is supposed to be in the next 2 months, right? Essentially first quarter still. So this month or next month, early access release of this game for everybody to try. They're going to have over 150 quests already.
That's awesome.
So I thought that was pretty cool, especially if they're a little bit in depth. I'm assuming they're showing us early ones. with these, because they're all, and what I mean with these ones is I think also something that kind of got glossed over a little bit when they dropped the lore and they showed screenshots of the different traders. There was actually a quest open on those. So I was kind of under the impression, and I think a lot of people were, that they've only shown us one quest, this Rat's Nest quest. But however, there were 3 other ones that I have pulled up that we can go over too. But I kind of got the overall feel of them, that most of these are just going and gathering stuff and coming back. And I think the difference in the dynamic part of the game comes from the persistent servers and the unpredictable nature of like where people could be, and stuff like that. But this one was really cool because it kind of got that, oh, I don't know, it just kind of felt like an action movie or something, because you got the intel, right? They showed the picture of this AI soldier or AI whatever insurgent kind of guy right here, and that was the main guy you were supposed to collect intel on. And so you kind of got like an intel packet almost. And so you kind of had to prepare, like, okay, we're going to go in this way. The special forces soldier talked about, you want to make sure that your LZ is quite a ways away so they can't hear you coming. You're going to want to go stealthy. And he talked about how in real life, and it translated into the game, how he would, try to do like really light on armor, be able to be fast, agile, mobile, and like a lightweight, like M4 style platform, I think, something like that. Just so he could be mobile and quick and able to move and kind of just duck under cover and stay quiet and observe from a distance, not go into the town, try to collect the intel and the information that the trader needed from a distance and stay safe. And then my brain goes further and it's like, man, that would be so cool. And then you went back to the trader and they're like, okay, now you have to execute. You have to take this guy out and do, maybe collect something else or some of the weapons.
It's like,
or something,
it's almost like a linear story, but it's still choose your own adventure as well.
Right. So I thought that was pretty cool. It has the potential to be cool. I don't know yet, but it has the potential to be cool. But I think some of these early quests are kind of go get the thing and bring it back, but there's a bunch of different ways.
I think also like you said, with the persistent servers that are always there, right? So it really, I think one of the issues in Tarkov, even though it can be annoying doing the same quests over and over, not saying this is how Gray Zone's going to be, but with Tarkov specifically, I'm trying to imagine if it was the persistent servers like we're going to get with Gray Zone, where they're always running, so you're not having set spawns every time you come in, right? So you could go in. One of the things with Tarkov is like any one of those early missions, the spawns, you're going to run into players. Everyone's doing the same missions around early wipe too. So it just creates something hectic with these 24/7 persistent servers. Like you could go there, you could be the only person on the map, like depending, at that particular moment in time.
Or it could
so
be
that I
completely
think
full.
yeah, or it could be full and you could just be crazy firefights. So I think it adds an element of like the unknown to it, which is exciting. Which could make some of those maybe like the tedious quests easier or harder, right? At least you have an element of unknown. I think
if you come back, and it might like be a different playthrough and it might be a lot easier, especially
right.
I don't know, man. It's and also I believe I don't know if VoIP was confirmed as well too. So like imagine it is okay. So yeah, so then you can like one fire team and another fire team maybe like are trying to do the same thing. You guys see each other. You could communicate if you want, especially in a game like this where it's like the small unit tactics involved in this, which is that's why a lot of people like to compare this more to like Arma as well too, because you need to know some tactics to really maybe even complete some of these quests, especially like engaging an enemy, falling back, breaking contact, all that stuff is like a viable tactic in this game. Whereas Tarkov is just, shoot the legs until the guy falls first, or just, hip fire with a 60 round mag, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing, I just also kind of, I look into stuff too deeply. So the other really interesting thing, this image that's on your screen now, it's one of the screenshots that came out with the promotional material for this devlog. For those of you guys listening to the audio, it shows 2 PMCs working together behind a truck in a location underneath a garage roof, and they're kind of looking over some of the AI that are working on stuff. And this image, so they sent promotional material out with it. There's a place like a press kit or whatever. In the press kit, this image was actually named Secondary Quest. So,
Okay.
and you can see a briefcase next to the one soldier. So like it kind of looks like a briefcase of interest, like a silver briefcase. So maybe like something took an unexpected turn and it popped up, because they also say here in underneath that in this devlog, they say choosing to explore on foot not only enhances your overall progress, but also uncovers hidden gems in Lemang. You might stumble on unexplored locations with scarce loot or discover intriguing side stories, all while staying focused on achieving your main mission. So it sounds like, and I don't know if this will be early access or not, but it sounds like their eventual vision is to have like side quests that can pop up while you're on your main mission. Because like I said, this image was called Secondary Quest, and it shows it like a briefcase under the truck. And then underneath it, it says there's intriguing side stories. So I thought that was definitely of note.
Like the
Kinda
file name
reminds
itself,
me-
interesting. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like Ghost Recon Wildlands or even Breakpoint, with like you have like the main.
That's
quests and then
exactly what I
side.
was thinking about, man.
Yeah.
You're bringing in that open world where you're walking
Yep.
from point A to point B, and all of a sudden a secondary thing comes up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's giving me some again, and it makes sense, some Stalker vibes as well too,
Yeah.
with that open, especially Stalker Anomaly vibes with that open world secondary quest on the side. It's, things are ever changing within. I guess this is technically called a zone as well too. It's not the exclusion zone, but it's still, there's ground zero. Something happened to this place, so
Yeah, something weird's going on too.
mhm.
The other thing that was cool that I noticed, and again, me probably reading too much into stuff, opt for lightweight gear to move quietly and make an exit if needed. In the event of alerting the enemy, be ready to have at least one weapon with a silencer to resolve the unexpected situation. So potentially
Nice.
the AI might be able to like hear you, and maybe your audio alertness might actually have something to do with having a suppressor. So I thought that was pretty cool, because in
Yeah.
Tarkov, suppressors are just nice because maybe like PMCs don't hear you as far, but in my experience, I don't think they have much effect on like the AI scavs. But
Yeah.
it would be kind of cool to have the AI is actually aware of your sound level, right? Like if you went loud,
Mhm.
you have a farther radius to alert AI, and if you're using a suppressor, so that might make suppressors worth a premium in the game economy and actually be useful for something. So
Or at night, start getting into like night vision.
Right.
And
have we
Yeah,
heard
stuff like
anything
that,
about that? About night stuff?
I haven't seen
believe
anything
so.
myself, but I'm trying to remember maybe the conversation that we had, like when all the creators were together, and I think someone asked something about that, but I'm not so sure we could talk about that either. So, but
Right.
regardless, and then you start looking at PEC systems, IR lasers, suppressors, mono tubes, dual tubes, quad nods. Like eventually you'll start working your way up from there. And then again with the gear as well too. Tarkov is like, I keep bringing it back, but like no matter what gear set you're wearing, whether it's a full, Tachanka helmet or freaking, visor, Alton, no matter what plate carrier armor set you're wearing, you make the same footsteps every time, at least from what I hear. I don't really hear a difference. There could be a slight deviation, but then again, the footstep audio in that game sucks still. So, but I'm now,
At
if
least
you're
the
in this
ass
game,
home.
if you're wearing, and
Sorry.
Call of Duty. If you look, but now again, it depends on the gear you bring in. So if you bring in like a chest rig, for instance, compared to something super heavy, plate carrier plus other magazines, if you're coming in like full battle rattle, then you could be making more noise. Where I would like to see
Right.
too, I do like the speed indicator as well too for walking. So slowing down your steps instead of just like walking's one speed, crouching's one speed. I would like to see where I can like slow down my walk to help out with the quietness. So
Man, this engine
Yeah.
looks so good.
there's just so many things to plan before even thinking about going into
Which
a
is what I
raid.
like. See, that's what I like.
Yeah.
I like having that element of you can't just mindless. All right, let's go in and slide cancel and kill everything. Like having to like work together as a team. That whole team play element. What guns I bring and gear versus what you and Crash bring to the team. Like you know, almost like the Rainbow Six comes to mind also, Crash, because like when you're playing as a team, like every team member typically needs to pick an operator or a specialist to support the team and their teammates. So
Yep.
Mhm.
I
Unless you're a
think that's
rando, then you do the opposite.
right. So I
Or-
think like, you know, if you're playing, like if the three of us were playing, like we would plan out what we're doing and contingencies and things like that. So I think
For sure.
Yeah, who's bringing in
that's
the
what's
extra
fun.
ammo? Who's bringing the extra meds? Who's bringing the extra food and water? Are we all just bringing enough to sustain each other? Because that's
Yeah.
another thing too, you know. So who's
Yep.
bringing radiation, you know, pills or something like that? Because that's a thing in the game as well. So
Yep.
you know, we're bringing in. Are we bringing in gas masks? Do we know where we're gonna infill to? You know, do we know where our exfil is? Which you know, you do. So the thing about too the devlog too, I'm curious how that end part works because there is apparently like a safe zone or like your own little base in the map itself. And then from there, you call in the little bird for an extraction back to base camp. So I'm
Right.
really curious, like, if you get back to your, it's not like, you know, if I touch base, am I safe? Or it's all right, we're here. Hopefully nobody trailed us while we wait here for the extract. And I'm really hoping it's I call it in on a radio instead of let's deploy a big yellow smoke so everyone around us can see.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know,
I
I
think
really hope you just call it in and then maybe like, oh, you know, 30 seconds out, pop red smoke, boom, there it is, you know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they'll make the extractions pretty hairy. I think they're gonna
I just don't want like, you know, survive for 2 minutes. I don't know. It's just
yeah. No, but
if I'm thinking more, you know, tactically, you know.
it'll be
Right.
interesting. I hope there's different levels to it, right? Like maybe like a risk reward thing would be really cool. If it's like, you know, you just got done, you're kind of in your AO, like where your mission went on, and you can call one in and it can come, but you're gonna have to like, it could be hot, right? Like because you're close to where the enemies were. Or if you kind of take your time, hike out, maybe get out away farther and kind of covertly move away from the mission area, then you can have a lot safer extract. I think that could be like the kind
I
of
would hope there'd be secondary, even third, you know, tertiary extracts.
yeah.
Because if one gets compromised, you need to leave, and then what? You know, because it says like, and also there's a time limit. I would assume because it says approach the LZ, you know, in time. So if you maybe, what happens if you lose out on time? Does your screen just go black? You died in raid type thing, or you know, is there a way to maybe escape through maybe even taking someone else's little bird?
I don't
You
know.
know?
Yeah. That's a good point.
There's a lot of good
So
questions.
Or
there's
what other
there's a
extras
lot of
will there
good
be?
questions that so like this is, and that's why I'm like, this is cool. I'm glad they put this out, but man, you are drip feeding us right now. Like
Yeah.
this is
Well,
the ultimate tease for my like our dream game mostly, you know, like for a lot of people's dreams game.
yeah, and they can't. I don't know. They're gonna run out of time to tease this. They're gonna have to get. They're gonna have to get stuff going because, like I said, early
That's what
access
I'm
is
also
2
worried
months.
about too, because there's so many games that have done that where they just tease, put out little things here and there, and about before you know it, people are moved on to the next thing. Now, I don't think there's another game like this that is up to this scale that will, you know, other than Tarkov, but like even then, it's not like we're looking at like a World War III situation where they just kept teasing and then fucking nothing happens. What I just
I
really
hope.
want at the end of the day is this game to work, because I'm thinking still servers, I'm thinking hackers, I'm thinking hopefully dedicated servers, like you said earlier, you know, last week and the week before, Crash, and you know, like we need this game because like all of this is cool. Thanks for telling us how a story or mission quest, side quest could go. But am I gonna go in there and am I gonna be stuttering? Am I gonna be netcode getting killed behind the wall? Am I gonna see flying hackers around the map? Like, you know, like what
Probably.
makes me, you know, and okay, you're not going to escape hackers 100%. There's just no way. Not even, to be honest, probably not even with AI anti-cheat. Maybe, I don't know. That's a different conversation. But like, are they getting prepared for the influx of players? Because there's going to be a lot of players, you know, pushing these servers probably to their limits.
Yep.
And they're all they've done, and I'm not, you know, no shots fired towards like mobile games, but that's all you've done. You know,
Yeah.
we need to see how you handle a PC player base.
Yeah. There hasn't really been been any kind of gameplay loop or anything like that yet, like raw gameplay. That's supposed to be coming soon.
Yeah.
So that'll be huge when that drops. But as far
Mhm.
as like the quests and stuff go, I thought 150 was a cool number because Tarkov is just now getting like over 200 quests, and that can keep busy quite
Yeah,
a
I
while.
will say
So
though,
Yeah.
I think it's from what we've seen though, and the time frame that they want to be in releasing to early access. I think they'll make it. It's just, it looks decent. I think they'll make it in a good. I don't think. I don't want to say it'll get delayed because all of a sudden it gets delayed. Blue, you were wrong. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like it can make it the time frame. So, and the money that's going into this too.
So
I'm kind of curious how much money is actually going into it.
I don't know that. Let's just ask him. That wouldn't go well. So what I thought was cool is some of this made me go back and look at the other material, and you can see other quests. So it looks like squads of 4. I noticed that on the AI, and there are 6 traders. It looks like artisan, banshee, gunny, handshake, lab rat, and turncoat. This mission looks like cash retrieval. I think these are like really early on because you don't have any rep or anything yet. There's like a 3-paragraph story behind it. You essentially have to find and mark the cash in the warehouse by south part of town, mark the cash in a shack that's at the town's lumberyard, find and mark the cash in the offices near the town hall. And your reward is a recon rig, amp 12, looks like a backpack, and 500 experience. And then with Banshee, a farewell to arms. You have to inspect the armory in Fort Nerith, so that could be like a pretty hot zone. It sounds like. It says try to keep quiet. We don't want the entire base on high alert. You think you can do that? So it sounds like there's going to be a lot of
Military,
people there. And yeah,
AI.
you could, if you make a peep, you could totally screw that up. You can see you can have 2 active tasks at a time. Teach a man to fish is another one of the tasks. So they sound, like they have some backstory to them, kind of like the Tarkov ones do. In this reward, you get this one looks a lot harder. You get 25 instead of 500 experience. Special reward, like a mystery reward, and a Remington 700 bolty.
Nice.
Nice.
And then for artisan, looks like you have to investigate the UNLRA camp in Tiger Bay and find a list of confirmed evacuees. And it talks about she needs to know who got in and who got out, at least according to them, and who was left behind. So there's that, and it kind of shows you like an image. It looks like from one of the trailers we saw. And then
The
there's
checkpoint. Yeah.
there's 2 different active tasks as well. And you can see here again, no completed tasks yet. I think these are like the first ones you do. Hoang's list and retribution. So safely end expedition. I don't know what that is. That might be what you like to call in the chopper. Not 100% sure. But you can go back and look at some of that information from the lore drop a month ago and see some of these. So far, the missions, in my opinion, seem pretty straightforward. But they might get a little crazier into lore, and I think that's what you would expect. Your first few missions are going to be pretty straightforward. Go find the stuff, go bring it back, like mark this cache, do that, just to get used to the loop. And then hopefully the later missions are like a little bit more intricate and difficult.
I really do think it's gonna be kind of like a Ghost Recon situation. Like you have the easy ones, the side quests, and then it's like you build up to almost like you need to go assassinate this HVT, and you can't get caught. Like imagine like you need to, I'm just picturing a situation where like there's an HVT, you need to go assassinate this person without alerting like any of the guards, or stuff like that, where we're like you're really utilizing suppressors, and if there is night vision, things like that, like you're really utilizing the team play element and the dynamic servers, 24 persistent servers, and just having to think about really what you're bringing for the
I have a
situation.
question for you guys, especially when we talk about like bringing in the gear and stuff like that. Do you guys like that aspect of like it's gonna because it's not just gonna be like, oh, I died, let me just quickly grab some gear, respawn back in. Like you're gonna have to probably sit there, repack mags, repack your bag, get some more gear, make sure you're all good to go before going back in. Do you think that's gonna, I know it's going to deter players, but I know there's other players like myself that really do enjoy that getting ready before going back out aspect.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like it, and I think it also that really reinforces the risk reward portion of these types of extraction shooters where, like, for example, using DMZ as an example, right? There's no real risk reward element there because okay, you died, like your weapons regenerate. What did you actually lose, right? Nothing.
Right.
So this, I think, it's making you take more time to think about what you're bringing in, and that was like my favorite part about Tarkov is working with your teammates about what you're bringing in, how many mags, all that stuff. I think that's like one of them. That's as fun as the gameplay loop, I think, in my mind.
Okay, Blue, you're a great journalist. Excellent question. I think it's a really good question. My my answer would be it's fine with me as long as we're given the tools to deal with that, and by that I generally mean UI. Just like
Right.
just now where Tarkov's getting, where they have like prepack presets for packing your mag. So if you want to put like M62 on top and M80 on the bottom of a 308 mag, you can do that and have a preset. So just click it and it does it. If I hope they have loadout presets and to where your helmet, your rig, your armor, your backpack, and your meds are all on a preset. You can click buy and buy them all at once. If you have to go buy that stuff individually every time, I think there's a happy medium. I like the preparation. Like, all right, guys, you're gonna bring meds. I'm gonna bring some food, and maybe somebody is gonna run a little heavier in case we get into the shit, right? So, and you all set up, and that's really cool. But we have to have the UI tools to do that efficiently because while it is cool to set that up, I don't want that to be the majority of my time setting that stuff up because
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
that's not a fun time in Tarkov when you have a life and you have a finite amount of time to play a game, and when you're in Tarkov and you die right off the rip because someone knows where the spawns are before they had these presets. Now I have to go back and I'm going to spend literally, I've done Tarkov streams where I've literally spent more time in the menus than I have in the actual game. And that feeling of shittiness can be solved by having good UI, good tools like presets and things like that. And also, I think the persistent servers will help, right? Because when in Tarkov, you have to wait a really long time to queue for a match, and still, especially at the beginning of a wipe, for the servers to all get spun up and everybody to get connected and all that. If the servers are persistent here, you can pop in, pop out.
Get right in.
That should help. That should help too.
Just depends on if you're on SSD or hard drive. Hopefully you're on SSD in 2024, but
you better be. So yeah, I really hope there's gear presets and gun presets too. Tarkov's had that for a little bit, kind of where you get the exploded view of your gun and the drop down for like the handguard, the sight, the pistol.
I also hope that's not locked behind the level.
I didn't mean levels. What do you mean? I mean,
no. I hope that's not locked behind a level, like like the flea market, the trader, like
you
because
can
like
still
when you start getting those presets for those guns, you need to be a certain level. I hope that's just there.
Yeah, I mean, even low levels in Tarkov, you can still look at the presets. It's just when you click on the menu, there's nothing there because like you don't have the flea unlocked yet, or your trader's
exactly.
So hopefully in this one. And I want some loot progression. I don't mind starting out with the shitty stuff and earning the better guns and stuff. That's part of the fun. But I'm like you. I want that preset to be there, like level 1, so I can just see what I have. Because a lot of times it's in Tarkov, it can get really tedious going around and finding like, oh, I want this pistol grip, I want this thing, and they help do with presets. But yeah, so weapon and gear presets, I hope are in this game. That's going to help a lot. But I do like I think that's part of the game. That helps with the immersion and like the RPG aspect of it. Like you're super to go on a mission. So I get it. I like it.
I didn't even think about the preset though. That really needs. I feel like that needs to be implemented somehow in their own way though.
Yep, I really hope so. But this is it's becoming a really interesting game because like we're getting down to business time, right? Like if they're gonna have this thing
getting close, man.
If they're gonna have this thing out in
already February
within 2 months, gonna have to.
I will say also, I'm also been kind of like looking on my other screen here at some of the Delta Force Hawk Ops stuff that Woo Meister, I believe it was, mentioned early on. That's kind of coming out here in like early access alpha testing stuff Q1 also. and that looks very, very Tarkov-esque as well. So like that could be, how much of a competitor, I don't know, but I mean, I'm seeing. I think we're following Gray Zone very closely. The only other extraction shooter that I see causing any problems for it is obviously Tarkov is always going to reign king, and then this Delta Force Hawk Ops also
You know
could
what?
be
I think
one.
Hawk Ops might be a better alternative, more so than Gray Zone, would be DMZ.
What?
You mean like alternative to DMZ?
Yeah, so like you have Tarkov, Gray Zone could be an alternative to that more, whereas like Delta Force could be more an alternative to like what people wanted from DMZ, because there isn't
Yeah,
there
yeah.
that an extraction gameplay
Yeah, there's an
for sort
extraction mode
of.
in that, but I mean, I'm what I'm looking at. It looks like the looting and this everything looks very Tarkov-esque with a mix of D. So I think you're right. I think they're going to be two very different
'Cause I feel like that's gonna be more
games.
fast paced than,
Yeah,
because
well,
Gray Zone
yeah,
is as slow paced, not as
right.
slow paced, but that's pretty slow paced.
Gray Zone
Whereas
looks like
yeah,
it's going to be a proper milsim
Milsim,
tactical
yeah.
realistic shooter, which is what they're marketing it as. So yeah, I think
Hmm.
there's going to be two differences there for sure. I'm eager to see how they line up, how they stack up next to each other when they're both out in the market. But I think ultimately it's a good thing because yeah, I'm more of an extraction shooter than I am battle royale. I think BRs I'm pretty over. So the fact that we're kind of
Same.
seeing more extraction shooters come up specifically Q1 this year
Yes.
is just great news.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Just in the beginning. Yeah.
yeah, and competition, creates the best product. I think when you have two products competing against each other. I think that's what we saw back in like the OG Modern Warfare Battlefield days, and
Yeah.
so I think the competition in general is going to be a good thing. I think they
Yeah.
both offer two
If I
very
don't
different things.
see a rap battle between
Yeah, right.
Gray Zone and Tarkov on YouTube, it's not true
Yeah.
then.
It didn't happen. I'm not as excited about Delta Force, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. Having it be like the same game on mobile just has me not as excited, and I don't know if that's warranted or not. Still gonna check it out, like still paying attention to it. Not saying I'm
100%.
not,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
like
hear you.
this is like Unreal 5
Yes,
PC. And then
yeah.
Delta Force is gonna run on phones as well and potentially be mobile crossplay too, I
It's
think.
just
So
crazy to think of.
I'm not
Yeah,
as
I think they're going to be two very different games, and obviously Gray Zone is the more grounded, realistic one of the two for sure.
I did see something funny.
But
We can talk about it in What's on X, but Player 2 made a pretty funny X post. A Z.
a Z, I still want to call it tweets. Still say twitter.com on my browser. I don't care.
Comparing the two. I just poured coffee in my lungs. Oh,
It went
I'm
down
gonna
the wrong pipe.
I'm gonna be okay.
It took directly to the vein.
Oh, it's gonna suck now, but man, when that caffeine hits right in the
Right? Your lungs
right
are
in
going
the
to be just
bloodstream,
ready to go.
I'll be all right.
He's gonna be streaming for 5 hours.
6-hour
to
podcast. Hang
6.
on.
Let's go.
So, no, I think that pretty much covers it. I think missions and lore has been completely covered. And while I do appreciate the info, like people in chat are saying, and I get kind of caught up in this, and it makes me feel like the game is like a year out. The way that they're kind of trickle feeding the information,
It's right around the corner.
but it's
Yeah.
like 2 months. It's like we need to start seeing
Yeah.
some stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully they get the internal alpha test going. Hopefully they get the gameplay loops out so people can see it and start breaking that down. And I think that'll help a lot. People need to see that. So
Definitely.
all right. The next thing I want to talk about is everyone's favorite game, Call of Duty Season 2. Basically, I was having fun in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer with team gunfight. It takes the cheese out of it. You don't have perks, so not everyone runs a covert sneakers and I fall asleep. Like it actually, like it's kind of skill versus skill because everybody's using the same gun, right? One life mode, like I like.
Yeah.
There's audio. I did not realize until yesterday, it is a limited time mode. It's over in a day and a half.
Sweet. That's good.
The only mode that I've been having fun with, Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, is gone day after tomorrow. So that's cool. But they are releasing some stuff in Rebirth that's been pretty cool. Playing with the squad, I've been getting some Rebirth wins. I'm being more comfortable with it. Um, had 3. Let's see, we won 4 out of 6 games. Had a 3 in a row on the Rebirth on Ashika. Tired of playing that old map. So Fortune's Keep is coming, so that should be good. I have been somewhat enjoying Rebirth Island. Pretty much anything with footsteps I enjoy, but Search and Destroy, everyone knows I was excited for that. That's completely dead to me. They're adding a ninja vest, dude. Did you see this shit?
I saw your post. Yeah,
Dude,
makes
it's
a lot of
so
sense.
bad. And it's kind of a bummer because on the content side of this drop, there's actually a lot of 6v6 maps. Stash House, Vista, Departures, Das House is all coming. There's 4 6v6 maps. So that's like what we used to get in an old premium DLC. It's huge. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's big.
There's going to be a Skid Grow variant, an airborne variant, which looks like air takes on Terminal and Skid Row, and then there's a new war mode operation coming. And then the big news probably is Fortune's Keep, and the sweatiest experience I bet you can ever have in a video game is going to be Ranked Resurgence. That's going to be.
I will not be playing,
dude.
That.
No, what I'm hoping is it takes some of the crazy like cheaters and sweaty people out of the regular Resurgence, and maybe can have some more wins. But I guess they are doing Team Gun Game. That might be all right. I don't know, man. I really enjoyed Team Gunfight because I could field a full squad from folks in the Twitch chat and have good comms and really string some wins together and have a good time. The new weapons, same thing. They're doing a Ram 9. We had the Ram 7. What is this? The S2000. Is that what it is? F2000.
Yeah, you get the F2000. The Ram 9 is the X95. And then that third one there is the ARX 200. I think it's chambered in 762 by 51. So some cool weapons, I think. I also think that the Ram 9 could have been an aftermarket part. And the F2000, obviously, I'm hoping it's not just the reused asset from Vanguard, but
oh yeah,
because it probably is going to be.
F2000 was one of the guns that turned the tide of World War II.
It did. Yep.
Shout out FN.
Yeah. Effenhersel they were like, you know what? We just need to bring out something 80 years ahead of its time right now. Let's do it.
And they did. But
yeah.
This actually kind of bums me out. I'm gonna have fun playing with the crew, playing some Resurgence from time to time. And but other than that, I'm pretty bummed out that I hate how this multiplayer plays with the covert sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're releasing the most multiplayer content they have in like forever. So like cool. COD timing. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh man, couldn't be me.
Yeah, Blue's
above it all.
saving himself from the mental anguish that you and I go through, because I
just keep going back to Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. That's all I'm doing right now.
I was doing Battlefield 4 much better. And you know what's really kind of bummed me out here? Like, you get this Walking Dead crossover with Rick and Michonne. You're getting a Dune crossover. Just the crossovers they've done are so weird, and like this is a Modern Warfare game. Modern Warfare 2019. I think after that you saw some studio heads leave right after that game, and then the Modern Warfare 2 and now 3 really changed their tone. You're getting Walking Dead. Like, that show's over. Walking Dead's been going on since 2011, 2010, and now they're doing some bundles for it. Like, the series ended. They ignored all the John Wicks. They ignored both the Extraction movies. they ignore. There's other ones in there that
Well, even like,
terminalist. Like
yeah,
you had opportunities for some grounded crossovers that were coming out literally parallel with the game.
like a Reacher one would be sick.
Yeah, like Reacher, you had
Like those
these
actual
things that are coming out that are
operators.
relevant. Yeah, there's no,
But they
Dune's coming
go the
out, so
complete
that's cool.
opposite. Yeah.
Right. And like I get it, Dune's coming out, market it,
I'm
fine,
excited for
whatever.
Dune, but I don't want to see Dune in a Call of Duty game.
Why is it in Call of Duty? Why is Walking Dead in Call of Duty? I get it because there's zombies here, but the fact that they ignored Extraction 1 and 2, there's no Tyler, like, give us a Tyler Rake. There's just, I'm in a weird spot right now because I'm really don't have any desire to cover Call of Duty at
Well, they
all right
used to
now.
do like in old Call of Duty zombies. They used to, hell, Machete was in one, like but they used to
Yeah.
be this, the character specifically only in that game mode,
But
so they could
yeah.
have just done that for The Walking Dead, but no, they also have to use it in freaking multiplayer as well too. I'd rather see Nicki
Yeah.
Minaj fight zombies than just running around in regular multiplayer.
Yeah,
It'd be hilarious.
it's
The
just
voice
really
lines, imagine.
yeah, right. It's just really weird, and I think also I'm pretty over Call of Duty, like Warzone. Like I'll go back and play DMZ, and that's about it. Like Warzone's just this slide cancel, only use 4 gun. I'm so done with that same crap year after year after year.
Yeah, I just for
The game's gone in such a weird direction. I'm so over it.
for me, it's the people I play with. I have folks in my community that are crossplay, and I have a lot
But
of
that's like the
friends
only
that,
thing keeping you there, though.
yeah, I have a lot of really good friends that this is like all they play, and I want to hang out with them. So I play COD for that
You
reason.
sit through
Right?
the mental
Yeah,
anguish.
right now, my desire is my desire is like if I gotta pick the like if I just want to play what I want to play, I want to get some more Rainbow Six in, and I've been thinking about messing around with like PUBG and Battlefield and like crazy stuff, and maybe like leveling up a little
American
bit.
Truck
I'm not
Simulator.
Yeah.
Oh, an American Truck Simulator, dude. My Twitch chat is obsessed with American Truck Simulator. I'm like, what should we
It's
play
so
tonight,
cool.
guys? And everybody's like, American Truck Simulator. Everybody wants to see American Truck Simulator.
It's a chill time, man.
It is.
It's pretty fun. I just crank the jams and talk about live. It's sweet.
Something that's funny here though is they're bringing in Walking Dead characters, and there's no zombies anything till the reloaded part of this season. So
Yeah.
like, and also I think I saw something where it was pretty much. I don't know if it wasn't like official. It was from leakers that zombies was pretty much thrown together to justify the price tag of $70. Like I don't know anybody that's playing zombies. I play a little bit of zombies. It's so boring. Like,
If it doesn't
it's
have,
just
I'm
so
gonna have
boring.
I'm gonna have a hard time getting hooked on it if it's not PvP. Like I get bored.
Yeah, it's just
But
you're going in there doing the
it's
same.
not a
Just
story
so,
either.
right.
It's just
Right.
it's not even like a cool story game with stuff to it. It's just like a aim trainer. Like
It is. Yeah. It's just weird. And so yeah, Call of Duty Season 2.
there's a lot of stuff.
I think there's a lot of stuff. I think Call of Duty is in one of the worst spots it's been. Now that may not be reflecting financially or anything like that, but right now I think where you look at the trajectory of Modern Warfare 2019, and then you look at like you had Black Ops Cold War, pretty decent title. It was pretty well rounded. Then you had Vanguard, which was just not well received. Modern Warfare 2 overall was not well received. I enjoyed aspects of it, including DMZ. And then you had Modern Warfare 3, which has a lot of problems, and they're just going with this purple hair nonsense, pushing it into the store and everything. So, it's an interesting time for Call of Duty. I think it's about time some other studios came out with games. Like if anybody's going to take on Call of Duty again, like this is your time. So Battlefield, get it together for next year. But
yeah, COD's doing fine. They're doing great. They're making a ton of money. It's just
they're always going to make money. They're always going to make money, and they're always going to outsell. But the quality of the game, for me, Battlefield always had a better quality game overall, even though they were always outsold by Call of Duty. And I think that's what we're seeing again now. I think the quality of the game, even though the sales and the money is coming in, faster than people can count it, I think the quality is suffering greatly right now. And I think that case in point is SND, right? Your SND and multiplayer experience. Like you just said, the only way you can have fun in multiplayer is the team gunfight. And so
It's gone.
we'll see what they do. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just like you. I think we should talk about it because it's like the biggest shooter usually, and it covers a wide variety of our audience. But man, I'm not feeling COD right now, and that could loop around. I'm guessing when they bring Rebirth Island back, I'll be playing the heck out of that. Just with my friends because we had some good memories on that. But yeah, it's not feeling it. See, what did I do? Broke something. Oh, I really broke something. Hold on. I lost I lost the shoot, man. Hold on. What are we doing? Okay, we're back. No, we're not. What happened?
Was the stream down?
No. I lost the screen share thing on the stream. I don't know why. It's not working.
Technical. Come on, production team.
Yeah, they totally jacked it up. How does it do that?
It's like a.
I think you know what it was is we brought someone in from Raven to help out with the production. They freaking broke it. I knew.
Yeah, they wanted to change up the UI. You know.
Yeah, they were like, we should make the show a lot like Hulu, guys. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And he's like, you know what? I know what I'm doing. Look what he did.
And he's like, I get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally lost it. All right. Well, you guys can talk amongst yourselves for a second while I try to figure this out. That's awesome.
I think going back to that, I hopefully didn't have this plan for quick shots or anything, but I know with the Call of Duty topic that we were just kind of going in the direction of Call of Duty, like I think it was kind of rumored that Battlefield most likely won't have a title till 2025. So again, I think that's gonna be like 2025. You know, later this year, you're getting supposedly a Gulf War Call of Duty. So I think
every year I get like slightly excited,
right?
And then I end up not buying it and realize, okay, it was a good non-investment. But dude, I mean, what Gulf War? I just want to see chocolate chip desert pattern. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. But again, like I think with Battlefield probably doing a title in 2025 right now, I highly doubt they got a whole game ready to launch later this year, given where they've been. Yeah. So are we ever going
fixing Modern Warfare 3?
Or yeah,
or breaking it, then fixing it, then breaking it again?
Yeah, and with Battlefield 2042 having all of its issues, so I think will we ever get back to a point like the golden age of gaming? I think was like the 2010s there, where you had Battlefield 3 versus Modern Warfare 3, Battlefield 4. That was like peak gaming in
Halo
my mind.
3, those areas.
Yeah, you had a lot of options. You had a lot of options, and they were all good options. So we'll see what.
I'm just gonna get some of my buddies that actually were like more my dad's buddies that were like in the Gulf War and just talk to them like, hey, especially because I'm gonna see freaking Lizzo or some rapper running around Kuwait just hauling ass, and I'm gonna be like, hey, Jim, do you remember seeing Lizzo and a ray gun in Kuwait while you guys were calling A-10 strikes on oil rigs, something like that? No. Oh wait, never mind. I do remember. Yeah. My buddy had a ray gun, and then he pack-a-punched his stuff as well too. Yeah, man, I remember that. And then we slid everywhere. All of our marches, all of our hikes, we were slide canceling everywhere. That's how we got there fast. That's how we overran Kuwait.
Yep. We just gotta find a different game to play, and I have been. I don't really want to say unfortunately because it's like no dig on my friends, but I have several friends that play COD, so I'll probably always have a foot in that door. Mm-hmm. But my desire to have fun to compete is like Rainbow Six, Tarkov, and sprinkling some Battlefield here. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So I think
the competition, like the Call of Duty competition, is just like kind of a joke. That game is a cheater.
Yep. So in the What's on X segment, I don't have a ton of stuff. I was just gonna mention this. This is happening again within the Battlefield community. Westy reposted Pixels as having seeing like a bunch more harassment again within the Battlefield community. We talked about that happened in the past with Ash. And it's really weird. Like, you can't swear in the in-game chat, but you can harass, talk, and target community members seemingly without punishment. Talking about like stream snipers and so much like toxicity and stuff. But yeah, Wesley was kind of calling it out, and just seeing it over again. Enders talks about just over the past few months, I can name 5 people that have been actively doxxed and harassed with little to no action taken. EA doesn't or punish or remove those people, and I don't get that. Like, they have that positive play charter and all that stuff, and they let like a lot of crap go on, and I really don't expect anything to happen, because there's also a website that literally made them a list of all the cheaters within Battlefield 5 and made them a stat-based list, and they don't do anything about it. I think they're probably too busy working on the next game to really care, but it's just wild how they talk the talk with this stuff, and want it to be like a nice, inclusive space for everybody, but they don't walk the walk.
Yep.
Mhm.
They
And
even promoted it as well too in their trailers and stuff like that, and their
Yeah,
promotional marketing
Yeah,
material.
their positive play charter or whatever is supposed to be like a huge deal, and then they just let people get stream sniped, harassed, and doxxed, and don't do anything about it. It's so weird.
I mean, they also said 2042 was a love letter to the fans. So I mean,
Well, they said they said in the conference call that the next one is a community based experience. You know, it's for the community.
what does that even mean?
It means the exact same thing.
It's
Nothing.
for the
It's
greater
the same
good.
shit. It's the same.
And
lip service.
then some lady who's never played a video game and doesn't know anything about Battlefield's going to come and be like, Battlefield's in the best state this early on it's ever been in. Oh,
Pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I think, but in regards to the actual topic there, that's insane. And that honestly, like, if you're not supporting your current game, like, I'm assuming this is all in 2042, right? So this is your current game where people are getting harassed like this. And it was happening in Battlefield 5 like crazy. Like, they need to get on that. And I think that goes, Crash, you covered a lot of the Glassdoor reviews previously.
Yeah, we
Just
could
like,
talk about that too. I got it pulled up.
no management, like poor management. Like, they got to get their ducks in a row, and there should be a department monitoring this stuff. And especially if there is a website that you said was put together for all the cheaters in Battlefield 5 with proof and statistics behind it all, like, they need to have a team acting on this. It's completely unacceptable for a AAA studio. That's a big problem, and the fact that that's something that's still happening in 2042 when it was an issue in Battlefield 5 is completely ridiculous.
Yep. So I agree. What USA Specialist did, some of these older ones. So I worked with Tom Henderson on his video about like what happened, what went wrong with Battlefield 2042. And then I kind of did my own research into it. And I made a video about some of these older Glassdoor reviews about like what happened during the time. USA Specialist did a video about it with some of the more recent ones. These ones from like 2021 on his tweet. So check out the video, guys. USA Specialist, awesome dude. Really good Battlefield creator. You need to check out his stuff. He's a friend of the program, been on a couple times. They talk about you can go on Glassdoor for those of you don't know, and people can leave reviews about their former employers. So you have to take them with a little bit of grain of salt, because they're people that no longer work there generally. But it said the messiest company I've ever worked for. They have good pay, but they have very bad management. You can see the pros are nice culture, nice money. Cons, this is from recently. No chance for growth. Nobody teaches you anything. Internal engine is really hard to work with. So it sounds like some of the same issues that we've beat to death already. August of 2023, the pros are very employee friendly. Work-life balance. People are smart, nice to work with. However, the cons: planning is bad. Leadership does not know what to do clearly and do not make decisions. So some of the same stuff we've heard, like, it doesn't, unfortunately, from the time I made the video, like back in like 2022, where I talked about some of these other ones, the 2023 and the 2024 ones that he brings up do not sound any better. So, and by this time they should have had like the new management going and stuff like that. So it doesn't sound like things are changing yet there.
The new management and the fact that, when was that internal engine one, obviously referring to Frostbite, when was that one? Because that's if the engine gave them that much trouble for Battlefield 2042, like, they had to like remake parts of the game because of the engine was giving them so much trouble. Like, man, they need. Hopefully, they're making some improvements for the next game, switching engines or doing something. Because I don't know how you're supposed to make a great game when you're bringing in new employees and developers who just are saying that the engine is extremely hard to work with.
Yep.
That's also a problem.
Yep.
And
That's
with
some of the.
no training there, we're hearing too is also bad.
Yep. That's some of the stuff we've talked about in the past quite a bit. But there's some updated information on if you want to check out that video. Yeah, and it is important to note, like I'd said, that a lot of those employees are they're ex-employees, so you could get a little bit of extra saltiness that they no longer work there. So keep that in mind.
True. But I think like what we've seen with the product and what we just talked about with
There's
the
a
cheater
theme.
situation, harassment situation, yeah, like it's
Mhm.
evident. It's evident that there's some truth to it. So.
There's a theme. I got this one for you, Buff. I thought you'd like it. On X
All right, I'm
from
ready.
Player 2. A lot of people on I guess Player 2's video said, "Oh God, another COD ripoff." Now I've been getting a lot of Gray Zone Warfare comments. The whole, "Oh, it's gonna be like the day before again." Like, God damn it, man! Like, so tired of that. I know Blue's got that too when talking about new games and soccer and stuff. How everything's gonna be like, it's gonna be like the day before. It ruins so many people.
Yep.
But about the Gray Zone, yep. About the Gray Zone COD comparison, Player 2 said it's not centering their focus around cosmetic monetization models. Realism immersion is what they're going for, not a goofy arcade FPS. And this one, COD is the gamer equivalent to white girls that order pumpkin spice lattes. Don't ever compare this one to the development of CODs. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's so true. So
It's-
true, dude. So
pretty
true.
funny. So now there's a lot more to Gray Zone Warfare and the realism and immersion stuff than Nicki Minaj slide canceling.
I would never compare Call of Duty to this. That's completely insane
I
and
can't
very
believe.
different.
Yeah, there are. I mean, YouTube comments are a wild place.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really smart, educated people out there. So I think that's a takeaway.
Whoa. Quick shot.
Out of
we
nowhere,
go.
dude. Blues been wanting to talk about this for a bit, and I can see why. It looks pretty sweet. I know a lot of people are excited about it. I didn't know anything about it. I'm stupid.
I ain't know anything about it.
Helldivers 2 releases real soon. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying to me?
So a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, have you heard of this game?" It was in a live stream called Helldivers 2. I was like, "Hell no! What is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a third-person shooter." I was like, "Oh, okay, but it's 4-player co-op." "Oh, okay, you got me more excited." Oh, and then he gifted it to me, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. I'll look at it some more." And then the more I looked into it, the more I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I've been kind of sleeping on this project. Apparently, it's really like there's a lot of people excited for it, and it's a 4-player co-op, shooter that has weird bug monster things as well too, and the whole marketing behind it, it's like the propaganda. It's like almost like Starship Troopers of like earn your citizenship, but like fight for democracy, kill the alien race kind of thing, like that. Yeah, what was it? Save the planet. Just going around planet to planet. And then there's like a new enemy type, but the cool part is also, well, there's two cool interesting things. One, there's friendly fire, which could go very well, very bad, depending on who you play with. So actually like getting in, your line of sight, stuff like that. And also there's like almost like, if anyone remembers this game, like the OG Battlefront 2 or Battlefront, sorry, even that one, or was it only Battlefront 2? It might have been that one. Like the early 2000s had like a galactic conquest type game mode where you go from like planet to planet, fight battles there.
Yeah.
They have that here as well. So you and your friends are fighting this like galactic conquest mission, but you're also, it's like you have your missions, other players have their missions, and together you guys are working towards a collective goal. So like the entire world, the player base is like working towards these main missions as well. So I think that's just a really cool aspect. And I'm a big fan of just like that Starship Troopers shooting bug type stuff. But there's also like, there's a big team play aspect as well too. So let's say if you bring in this huge rocket launcher, cool, but you need your friend to carry the rockets for you. But then that gives away his like secondary option to bring something else in. So it's like a good teamwork option as well too to take down the bigger enemies as well. So it's very team based oriented. Also, there's going to be like AI as well that's running around, and it seems very like immersive in their own way. And it just seems really cool. Like even like wearing like their main goal is not just like to kill the enemy, it's to look good while doing it, like wearing capes, and like they put it out there. It's like, you know, you earn your cape type thing. So yeah,
I've
it's
already
coming out on the 8th as well, so it's right around the corner.
I've already seen more content in this trailer than Starfield had.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's because the thing about this too, this is third person. People are like, it's third person, but this used to be
Mhm.
a top down game for
Well,
PlayStation.
And I don't hate third
You know?
person in a non-competitive environment. Like I mean, like the Battlefronts were third
Non-competitive,
person.
yes,
And
for sure.
played the shit out of those. Like, well, I don't mind third person non-multiplayer, and it makes a cosmetic stand out. And I need to switch my mindset. Like, I need to switch my mindset to not instantly dismiss non-PvP shooters anymore, because you know what? There's no cheaters in this game because it's a PvE co-op.
Exactly,
There you
exactly.
go.
And then
I
on
need
screen,
to.
you can see the Galactic Conquest type thing. You know, they pick where you want to fight, you deploy, and also if you do end up dying, there is like consequences to that, but you can call in like a respawn. But you can actually, I believe, go pick up your stuff as well too. So if you end up dying, you'll come back in with like a default loadout, but you can go back and grab your stuff as well too. So it's not just like, it's gonna get pretty hectic for sure, but you also have to know like, hey, like things are gonna get hairy. Watch our back, you know,
Mm.
like set up these auto turns, set up these drones that fight for you. Like it's pretty crazy. Call in airstrikes as well too. They got space A-10 warthogs, you know. So it seems really really cool actually. Like, and again, this is kind of like the idea of like people are starting to look away from multiplayer and look more for co-op and single player experiences. And like then you got games like this that are like, there's a lot of content when you don't have to really focus on like the PvP aspect of netcode and network and all that stuff, where you can just focus on more on like the content, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for this also because I think Starship Troopers what's Extermination, is that what it's called, right? Yeah. That game is as much as I love like shooting bugs, it's still kind of early access, where this feels more like a big AAA release. So
Yeah.
and
Being on
backed by Sony, so
Yeah, being on PC and PS5 or PlayStation is interesting. Usually it's Microsoft versus Sony, but now it's like it's not on Xbox,
yeah,
but it's on Microsoft's PC
on
Windows and
exactly.
PlayStation.
I was
It's really
very
interesting.
confused when I saw that, but
That's an interesting release. Sorry, X
so,
Boys.
but yeah, X Boys, yeah, get
The
yourself a
X-Pros
PC
got
Master
hosed.
Race.
No, this looks interesting. I wonder if I could. Yeah, I just wonder if I could get into it and like get invested in it, because it would be fun just to play with. Because my favorite part of multiplayer shooters is teamwork, like Rainbow Six and
Playing with
stuff like
friends,
that. So
and
this would be the
yeah.
same thing, but you just don't have cheaters.
He got emotes too. Like his guys did a handshake and then head butted and stuff like that. And again, the cosmetics look really cool too.
It fits, you know?
You know?
Like you can do whatever. If it's futuristic space game, you can go crazy.
But I'm also not seeing like, anime skins. I mean, it could be a thing, but
For now,
I just want to call in space. I want to call in space nukes, and then it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of just, that's why I just play a lot more single player co-op games now. In fact, I think after this, I'm going to try out Power World for the first time. So I got it gifted to me. So I got to try it out. If it got gifted to me, then I got to try it out. So
yeah, you're obligated. I'm a Power World hater, and I know nothing about it. So I
don't
no
even really know
credibility.
anything, but then the funny Pokemon with guns, and you can capture humans and make them work for you. Like
It's just
Nintendo's gonna try to come after them, but I guess they never really did. So
for some reason, I'm just like that. Like anytime there's like a fad or something big crazy thing that takes over, I just don't want it. deal with it.
Well, it just
or not
wasn't
gonna
my
get
kind
into
of
it.
like game. I'm not into, Pokemon. I'm not into, I maybe did like some Digimon stuff when I was a kid, but even then I wasn't really into it. So
Same.
I was busy playing Medal of Honor, watching World War II in color. Like that was kind of like my childhood growing up.
Same.
I did see a funny, not a fun, more an interesting tweet, or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, is that Pal World, with the price tag it has plus the content, is overselling like Kill the Suicides, or Kill the Justice League, the Suicide Squad game that came out
Really?
recently, that had millions of dollars go into it, AAA, huge names, huge title, horrible network, horrible gameplay, bad UI, just bad story, and then you have Pal World, little indie game pretty much that came out and is like overselling, more concurrent players. I think it hit maybe close to 3 million, maybe even more now. Like you put
AAA
out good
down
content.
bad.
Yeah. You put out good content, you're gonna get results. Simple as that. You don't need to put any of these crazy skins, monetization afterwards. You just put out a game with content that works and it's fun. It's almost like the recipes in front of a lot of these developers and they just don't see it.
Yep.
Make fun game. Wow. Okay.
It's just
Blue, stop, Blue. You're just going down a rabbit hole. Okay, like we get it. You think the
Nonsense.
Wendigo is in your backyard? We got it.
Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So, all right, that's all I had, guys. Is that a show? Is that a program?
That's a show. I think so.
That is a show.
Sweet. Well, with that being said, everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you. We should be back at it next week. Hopefully I have a little bit more time to prepare, but I think we had some good discussion. And appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to support the show, leave a review on the podcast platform, leave a like and a comment on the YouTube video, and share it around. Be a friend, tell a friend. And hopefully see you guys next Monday. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.